golden sound story, The Littlest Elf. It was nearly Christmas and Santa's toy shop buzzed with activity. There were toys everywhere, and everywhere Santa's elves scurried to get them ready for the big day. All the elves except Sheldon, the littlest elf of all. "I have a great idea for a toy," Sheldon announced excitedly. The other elves just laughed. "You're too little to make toys," they told him. "Your job is to wash Santa's sleigh and feed the reindeer." They shook their little elf heads, laughed, and went back to work, leaving Sheldon all by himself. Soon Santa came by to see how the toys were coming along. All the elves lined up to show him what they had made. Nissy's talking doll talked terrifically. Desmond proudly presented his electric train, and everyone oohed and ahed when Busy held up his wind-up robot. "What a Merry Christmas this will be for all, with all these wonderful toys," Santa chuckled. "Santa, wait!" called the tiny elf voice. It was Sheldon, the littlest elf. "I have a great idea for a toy." Once again, the other elves began to laugh. But Santa quieted them. "Sheldon," Santa said softly, smiling his magic Santa smile, "Christmas is only days away, and there's still so much to do. Maybe you can help with the toys next year when you're a little bigger." The next day, Santa's toy shop was even busier. Everyone worked on putting the finished touches on toys. It was so noisy. The toy trains chugged, talking dolls chattered cheerfully, and buzzes and beeps blipped from Busy's robot. But every so often, above all the noise, the elves heard a brand new sound. It sounded like music, the notes of a familiar song. Franklin heard it first. He turned from the stuffed animal he was sewing and cocked his head. "What's that sound?" he asked. Then Nizzy heard it too. It did sound like a song. She cupped a hand to her ear. All the elves stopped to listen, and the toy shop fell silent. The strange sound stopped too. The elves looked at each other, shrugged their shoulders, and laughed. Santa was checking his sleigh when he heard the sound. He was quite sure it was music. And it wasn't just any music. It was one of his favorite Christmas songs. Santa followed the song toward the elves' quarters. It seemed to be coming from Sheldon's room, but when he reached Sheldon's door, the sound had stopped. "Oh my," Santa chuckled. "I'm so excited about Christmas, I must be hearing things." Still chuckling, he went about his work. Christmas Eve arrived at last. Sheldon fed the reindeer and polished the sleigh until it gleamed. As he worked, he could hear the other elves playing with their finished toys in the toy shop. The sound of Bisbee's robot, was followed by a burst of applause. Sheldon sighed. When Sheldon finished with the sleigh, he rushed back to his room. And soon from behind the door came the mysterious song. At last, it was time for Santa to leave. He put on the brand new Santa suit that Mrs. Claus had made for him. Meanwhile, the elves hustled all around him, loading the sleigh. On went Nizzy's doll, on went Desmond's train, on went Bisbee's robot. And on went the games, the books, and all the other toys that the elves had spent the year making. Time to go. The children are waiting, Santa called when the toys were loaded. He climbed into his sleigh, thanking the elves for all their work. The elves danced around him, cheering and laughing. Then, grabbing the sleigh reins, Santa took one last look at his helpers. "Where is Sheldon?" he asked suddenly. The elves shrugged, looking around them. Sheldon was nowhere to be seen. Just then, the door to the toy shop opened. Sheldon raced to the side of the sleigh. With a shy smile, he held something out to Santa. It was beautiful. Handmade box. Santa turned the box over in his hands. He turned the little handle. Out poured the song that they all had been hearing for days. Santa's face burst into a smile. "Why, it's a music box," Santa chuckled. "Oh, Sheldon," Santa exclaimed, "what a wonderful gift for a lucky boy or girl. This music box will keep the spirit of Christmas alive all year long with this beautiful song." He reached down and hugged Sheldon. "You may be too little to do some things," Santa smiled, "but you've proved you're big enough to make toys. From now on, you'll have your own spot in the toy shop." Sheldon had never felt so big. As Santa's sleigh rose into the sparkling Christmas sky, the air was filled with the beautiful song from the little music box. The elves laughed and danced until Santa was out of sight. And this time the littlest elf joined them.